Championship Sunday.
Yes, sir.
4 of the best teams in the NFL are all going at it for a chance to go to the Super Bowl in Atlanta. We got the Patriots against the Chiefs in a rematch from Week 6, and we got the New Orleans Saints against the St. Louis Rams, a rematch from Week, I believe it was Week 9.
I just looked at it before.
G&T Sports Talk is on it. We're getting ready. This is exciting. I'm Bobby Thompson.
I'm Julian Gallardi, and this is what we've been building for. We started Week 9. It's been one hell of a ride so far. I can't believe we're down to 3 games left. Where has this season gone, man?
It goes too fast every year,
Football,
but this is what we look forward to.
This is everything right here.
This is
Championship Sunday.
Yep. Let's see what goes on. I'm excited. I can't wait.
So, let's break this down. Here we go. Rams are traveling to the Saints in the first game in the NFC Championship game, and there's a lot of storylines here. Marcus Peters and Michael Thomas seem to be clapping back at each other back and forth. Then you got the situation with Week 9 where the Saints beat the Rams by 10 points. It was a very entertaining game. They also ended the undefeated season for the Rams at that point.
Yes, they did.
So that game is why the Saints actually are playing this in the Dome. That game is the reason why they have the first seed, and now they've earned it, so we'll see what they can do with it. 3.5-point favorites the Saints are. The over-under is 56.5, and these are numbers we'll address later. More background on this. The Rams are 6-2 away, straight up, and they're 4-4 against the spread in the season. The Saints are 4-5 against the spread in their own building, but 7-2 overall. So they've had a lot of success there. That's some background information. So when you look at this, brother, what jumps out at you in this matchup?
What jumps out at me is these two teams are the 2 best in the NFC. And the first game you saw, it was back and forth, but then you saw in the fourth quarter, that's when the Saints really took over. This game, I feel, is going to be a lot different. I think that what jumps out at me is that, I think the Rams have gotten a lot better since Week 9, and the Saints, they've shown some flaws since Week 9. We've seen that. But the Saints looked pretty good last week, didn't they? Defensively. When they beat the Philadelphia Eagles, they looked very well after starting very slow. The Rams ran all over the Cowboys as we knew it.
They ever?
But in my opinion, they got a secret weapon. They got a fresh running back. The bowling ball, the fat, chubby little C.J. Anderson. I'm going to tell you what. That you got to watch out for him. And the Rams, you know what? Sean McVay is a genius. You see what he could do. He's going to come up with a game plan to really limit the Saints' offense. That's easier said than done. But I do see this on the other side. The Saints, they're riding high. Michael Thomas is, without a doubt, one of the best receivers in football. And Marcus Peters has his work cut out for him because I'm going to be honest with you, Marcus Peters gets burnt a lot, so he might be eating his words. We'll see what happens. But in that Week 9 matchup, they didn't have Aqib Talib on that defense.
That's a big difference,
yes,
right?
It's a very, very big difference.
Very notable there.
Difference because he's a playmaker and he's a leader in that secondary, in that young secondary. So I will say this, Julian, what shoots out at me is that it's basically strength against strength. I think that the Rams' defensive line with Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, this is where and Brockers, you're going to really see them really pressure Drew Brees to make him make mistakes. But on the other side of the ball, I think the Saints' defense is going to really rattle Goff. I think they're going to stop the run. That's the game plan, and they're going to make Goff beat them with his arm. And that's easier said than done. But he's got the weapons to do it. Cooks is looking great. You got Woods. You got Higbee at tight end. You got Reynolds. And listen, I'm going to tell you this. If they had Cooper Kupp, this would be. I would tell you. I think that it would be a lot different.
That's another huge difference that you pointed out. Cooper Kupp was, of course, playing the last time these two met, so they won't have him. But Reynolds has filled in admirably for Kupp as best as he can, in my opinion. He didn't do much last week, but he's still an option out there. When I'm looking at what happened last time, the thing that jumps out at me is Michael Thomas.
Yes.
211 yards and 12 catches the last time they played. He also racked up 171 last week against the Eagles, another 12 catches. He's just been phenomenal the whole season, and he's going to be a big part of the reason why I think the Saints get the dub, and I just picked my pick because, yes, I will take the Saints, and I'm going to explain why. And Michael Thomas is a huge part of that reason why I'm taking him.
Is Michael Thomas?
That's a big part of it, yes. But I have more reasons, but he's leading it probably.
Okay.
So Drew Brees also happens to be 7-1 at home this season, and he has 23 touchdowns and 2 picks in the Dome. He's also 6-0 in the playoffs at home, so I'm going to take Brees again at home. I think he's going to get it done, and I think the Saints are going to go to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Now, the question with this number becomes a little tricky because the 3.5 is right around where you don't want it. Honestly, if it was 3 points, I'd feel a touch better, but you know what? Screw it. I'm going to say the Saints cover, and I'm going to give you my score. I'm going to say it goes over 56.5 as well. I'm going to call this is going to be a 31-27 job for me. I say Saints get this done 31-27, and I'm looking at their rush defense that ranks 2nd in the league. I thought that Dallas would be able to stop the running game for the Rams, and boy, was I wrong about that. That was embarrassing. Gave up over 300 yards, but I'm going to say the Saints will make more plays than the Cowboys were able to at home. I know the defense ranks 14th overall from what I'm looking at here. Against the pass, they're 29th, which can be very problematic, but their offense has been looking good. They're 3rd. Their rush game is 6th. Their pass game is 12th. And the Rams defense, as we highlighted last week, struggles to stop the run, and I think they're going to have a much harder time than they did last week with Kamara and Ingram.
That's all you got, brother?
Well, that's a little bit of it, but yeah, go ahead. We could rebut it.
Okay. So, I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to go with the Rams on this one. I've been very high on the Rams since they hired Sean McVay last year, and everyone could understand why. I'm going to tell you something right now. The Rams, they have a .813 win percentage on the road since 2017, and that's the highest in the NFL. So, I'm going to tell you this. Listen, last time they saw each other, yeah, the Saints got it done. But I think this is a much different ballgame. I think that the Rams will find a way to get it done. I think they know how to rattle Drew Brees and to stop that offense. Like I said, it's easier said than done. Michael Thomas is a big problem, and then if you take him out of the ballgame, you gotta worry about.
That's a big if.
You gotta worry about Kamara, Ingram, and then you gotta worry about that other quarterback they use and the little gadget plays, Tyson Hill.
Yes,
whatever.
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill, yes.
Oh, okay. That actually brings me to my questions that Scott asked.
Okay,
let's get to them. So he asked me, well, who's the X factor for the remaining 4 teams? You just answered my question. The Saints is definitely Taysom Hill.
You think that he's the X factor for tomorrow?
Yes, because did you see what he did against the Eagles? He
yes,
changed the whole game.
I see what he does, yeah, because of that fake pump, but...
Let me tell you something. If they don't do that, I think the Eagles win. I don't go that far with it because they would have been up 14-0. They would have got the ball back. Maybe they get another touchdown. And if they go up 21-0, I think they hold on, personally.
Well, I think that that fake punt and he converted it. I think he...
That was the biggest play to me, that whole game.
I think that the Saints use the 2-quarterback set better than anybody, and that's going to... I think you're going to see that start a trend in the NFL, but... Like, Jules, I will tell you this about the Rams. Look, I think there's going to be one player who's going to be the X factor for the Rams. Aaron Donald.
Okay.
I think that the best play, if you want to be the best, you got to make those plays, and you got to beat the best, and he knows. He's going to wreak havoc on that banged-up Saints offensive line. As you know, Andrews Pete is playing with a broken wrist.
Yes, we'll get into the injuries as well. Pete's been very ineffective with that injury. Also, they're going to be missing Sheldon Rankins, which is not a small loss by any means. Their D-tackle, 26 tackles, 8 sacks, and 1 forced fumble on the season. His presence will be missed, although he only had 1 tackle in the last game they played, so that makes me a lot less worried about him being out because he didn't do much anyway. So... I understand his presence might be a thing, but we'll see if their backup could step up, I guess.
I mean, listen, I think it's going to take a group effort. There's no one man who could replace Sheldon Rankins. He was such a big playmaker and a presence in the middle of that defensive line to really stop the run and make a presence. So I will say that Aaron Donald is really going to wreak havoc. I think that he's going to take over this game. He beats double teams. He beats triple teams. You see it every week. Listen, and then you're going to have to worry about Ndamukong Suh. That's another guy. And I think, I'm going to tell you this. I think the Rams are going to win. I'm going to go with 27-23.
Oh, so you're going to say under and Rams cover then?
Yep. And I will say this. I think that it's going to come down to this. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter. And Drew Brees, it's fourth quarter comeback to go to the Super Bowl. and Aqib Talib is going to be the one to get the interception to send them to the Super
You're
Bowl.
calling Drew Brees to throw a floater at Talib.
I'm not going to say he's going to throw a floater. I think he's going to throw one that gets picked off by Aqib Talib, who sends them to the Super Bowl.
Well, my X factor for the Rams is I have two actually. It's not either of your guys. Josh Reynolds, I think, is very important. If
I like that.
What he can do, I think if he shows up, I think the Saints could be in for a long day because if he has a good day, it's 3 wideouts you have to worry about. And then my other one is C.J. Anderson. Let's see what he has if he can follow this up. It was a great game against Dallas. If he could provide some balance with Todd Gurley, I also think that could spell trouble for the Saints.
Yes, because that two-headed monster at running back. Now the Ram, we talk about the Saints' two-headed monster. Now you got to talk about the Rams. And listen, with the Rams, you got Todd Gurley. You know what he could do. He could catch out of the backfield. He's hard to bring down. He's very fast. But then you bring in C.J. Anderson, the bowling ball, who just got a little fat, chubby guy who just breaks tackles. He refuses to go down. That's a big factor. You know, they got him at the right time.
Yeah,
he's
apparently,
fresh.
huh?
He's fresh.
He did help me win a championship in fantasy, so shout out C.J. Anderson.
He's got fresh legs. He looks great. And I'm going to tell you what, I think the loss of Sheldon Rankins is going to come big when stopping him. I think so you got to watch out for that. Like I said, and for the Saints, listen, the Saints are 6-0 in home playoff games since Breeze and Sean Payton. So
I like that.
I think that's something to monitor. But I will say this, an X factor for the Saints, I think, this game is going to be, I'm going to have to go with Mark Ingram. I think Mark Ingram's going to be the guy. You're going to take it when you bring him in. He's going to refuse to go down. He's going to really wreak havoc. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be enough. 27-23 Rams. Rams go to the Super Bowl.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you why more I don't agree with this. So Jared Goff on the road. Let's examine him. He's 6-2, like we stated, but 60% of his passes, which is decent, not too bad, but only 10 touchdowns and 9 picks. Those are not so pretty numbers for Goff on the road. And his quarterback rating isn't even 83, and he's at home. He's 22-3 with a 116. That looks like day and night to me.
It's, you know what, those numbers are eye-opening. However, I think, you know what, I think that if you want to be great, you gotta win these big. Well,
yeah, games. I'm agreeing. If he's gonna step up, he has to step up.
No, I think
I'm thinking that the Saints get it still.
This is gonna be his 3rd year in the league, and him as being and his 2nd full season as a starter. Because in 2016 he came in after Jeff Fisher got fired. So, like I said, he's going.
Yeah, he had to deal with that mess for a year. That's rough, but at least he's back on track now for the most part.
But listen, like I said, you know. The one thing about Goff, if you've noticed, he won't make the same mistake twice. If he throws an interception, he goes on the sideline, McVay and him talk it over, and he'll come in and he'll make plays. And look, he's got a big playmaker now. He's got a speedster, Brandon Cooks, to stretch the field. You got those 2 tight ends, Everett and Higbee, are very good. They're very underrated. And then Josh Reynolds filling in for Cooper Kupp has been a godsend for them. But, like I said, I think the X factor, you know, I think on the offensive side of the ball is going to be Robert Woods. Robert Woods seems to be the good X factor. Seems to be the security blanket for Jared Goff. He really goes to him when he's in trouble. I think sometimes his first look is Woods. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, you know, but Todd Gurley, you know, Todd Gurley is going to make plays. That's one you got to watch out for. Robert Woods. All these guys are just going to, you know, come to play. They remember what happened. You know, you see Marcus Peters running his mouth. But I think, you know what, I think his talk is actually, he's gonna back up his talk this time.
Well, I also think they're gonna help him out. They're gonna be some Talib on Thomas. I don't think they're gonna isolate that. After how horribly it went last game, I expect Wade Phillips to switch that up.
Look, Marcus Peters, he's allowed 7 receptions for 146 yards and a touchdown and 6 first downs on 9 targets week 9.
Man,
he got torched.
Yeah, he did.
But here's the thing. I think that this time it's going to be a lot different. Like I said, Talib, you're going to have to switch them.
Yeah, I agree with that part of it.
But for the Rams, I will say this. If you want to win this game, you better cover Michael Thomas. You better do whatever you can to stop that man, and then take your shot, take your chances with the other guys. But you better stop that man, because if you don't stop him, He's going to change the game. He's going to run all over the place. He does not drop the football. He breaks. You see that, Jules? He does not drop the football.
Nope, he doesn't.
And it's going to be something to monitor. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, so let's go into this. I'm going to go a little more into it. We also have some more questions we can possibly get to, but some of them suit the Chiefs game better, although, okay, so Breeze, 319 per game in the zone, very good. Also, the last time they played, let's go over some of the numbers that the Saints put up, and you can come up with some Ram ones if you want. But Breeze was 25 of 36. He threw 4 touchdown passes, 346 yards. He absolutely killed it. Alvin Kamara had 82 yards, 2 touchdowns rushing, along with the receiving touchdown, 4 catches for 34 yards, over 100 yards all-purpose for Kamara. We already stated how good Michael Thomas was. Ingram was a non-factor last time, only 30 yards rushing around. And then Tre'Quan Smith caught a touchdown as well in that previous matchup. That's how it looks for the Saints. So, also last week, Breeze had a great game against the Eagles. 2 touchdowns. He did throw that 1 pick, but he was 28 of 38, 103 quarterback rating. Kamara, again, over 100 yards from scrimmage. Ingram at 50 yards rushing. Thomas went off. And, yeah, that was how that went, basically, for the Saints' perspective.
Well, I'm looking up Jared Goff's numbers against New Orleans, and he was 28 for 40 with a completion percentage of 70%. He had 391 passing yards. He threw 3 touchdowns. He did get intercepted with a quarterback with a rating of 115.7. So he didn't have a bad game, but he did make the big mistake in the interception, and the defense really just couldn't stop Drew Brees. But with that, is you saw it. You saw that. But here's something to monitor with that. So I want to give you guys the numbers for the Saints right now with their defense when they really have turned it around. So from weeks 1 through 9, the Saints defense allowed 27.3 points per game, 311.4 passing yards per game, and the opponent's quarterback rating was 112.1. Well, since week 10 and into the playoffs, there has been a drastic change, and it's been for the better. Their defense is only laying up 16.6 points per game, passing yards per game 223.6, and a quarterback rating allowed of 85.2. That's a significant drop. So, like I said, the Saints' defense has really come to play, and when the going gets tough, they really make the plays. You see Marshawn Lattimore getting that interception. He had 2 last week. So, we will see what happens. This is going to be a great matchup of the 2 of the best offenses, but now with the defenses being up and down, but the Saints' defense really starting to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, this is the shootout. That's why I pegged the over on this one. We have the Saints third, the Rams second in offense. Basically mirrors of each other. So many similarities on the offenses. And there's also an issue with the Saints. I don't think it's a critical one, but there's 2 things that actually pops up. Kirkwood won't play. He caught a touchdown last week, but 8 yards. He always seems to catch like a random touchdown somehow.
He's not playing?
No, apparently he's out. And also Benjamin Watson popped up on the injury report. You see that?
Yeah, with Benjamin Watson, he had appendicitis, and that's very serious because if that burst, he didn't do anything about it, you could die.
Yeah, so I doubt he's
the
playing.
one thing is, listen, Ben Watson's retiring too, so
yeah,
you know what? This is unfortunate for a real class act around the league. He was a former Patriot tight end. He really was a playmaker. He's a good guy, so I wish him nothing but the best.
Yeah, I hope he recovers as well. So let's go into some more questions that I guess we can go through with all of these games if you want. So, which team's defense has the most pressure to step up, in your opinion, out of the 4 teams?
Me.
Scott asked this question.
Out of the 4 teams,
yeah. So
I think the most pressure is the Chiefs' defense to really. I think that out of all the 4 teams in the championship games, I think the Chiefs' defense arguably is the worst. They rank 31st.
No, they are.
You see, and you're going to talk about it in a few minutes.
I have all the numbers.
The numbers that it's disgusting.
They're not pretty.
But we'll see.
Yeah. So I actually agree with Bobby. I think that the Chiefs' defense has the most pressure on them by far because they're the worst unit out of all these teams. And the Patriots' defense doesn't have any pressure. I mean, they do, but the Chiefs' offense is so good. If they lay an egg, you kind of almost expect it.
But if they come to play, you won't be surprised.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Saints and Rams, it's going to be a shootout, so I don't see much pressure on either of those defenses either.
In my opinion, I don't think I don't think defense is going to be uttered in that game. I think it's going to be an offensive game. But
except there could be some key turnovers, like you mentioned before. Maybe.
But there could be some key turnovers. But we'll see. The two of the best offenses in the league for 1 and 2, top 5. So, with those games, I think defense is going to come up sometimes, but you're not going to see like a dominant defensive performance.
No, not in Saints Rams or in Patriots Chiefs.
No, absolutely not.
So the only thing with Patriots Chiefs, it might be a little chilly, so maybe the defense will get helped out by that. But the dome, no one's stopping that all in the offense in the dome.
No.
So that now he has 2 more. We might as well get to. So here's an interesting one. I think we would agree with this. What team's kicker do you trust in the final minutes the most out of the 4 left?
What team's kicker?
Yeah.
Between Lutz, Zerloin, Gostkowski, and Bucker. Well, Bucker has been really, really good, but listen, I'm going to ride my guy till the end. I'm going Gostkowski. Yeah. I really am. I think, you know what, when the going gets tough, he's not going to miss the big ones. He's missed a few. He's not missing the big one. If it comes down to that, he'll make it.
Yeah, as much as I hate him and the whole Patriots organization, I'm going to have to agree with that because
he's the most experienced.
He is, yes, that's what you just hit the nail on the head, honestly. He is the most experienced. He's been here before. He's made big kicks before. As much as I hate him, I'm almost positive that ball's going through the uprights when he kicks it, especially in the playoffs, unfortunately.
And here's something to remember. Last game where the Chiefs and Patriots played, Week 6, when I was there, he kicked the game-winning field goal to win.
That's right. I was going to get into that too, but that is a good nugget you threw in. And now, speaking of stuff like that, I think we're going to have a difference in this one.
We're moving on?
We're about to move on, but this question will actually segue us.
Okay, let's see.
So, who is your early pick for Super Bowl MVP? These are all questions from Scott, these 4.
Super Bowl MVP?
So, I'm assuming I know where you're going with this, and you probably know where I'm going with this. So go first.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna. It's no mystery with me. It's gonna be Tom Brady, and he's gonna get another Super Bowl MVP.
Shocking.
Just
stuff,
to add
brother.
to his legacy, being the greatest of all time.
Wouldn't expect anything different from you, brother.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be different, obviously. My guy's Patty Mahomes. I've been riding him all year. I said the Chiefs are gonna win the Super Bowl, and I'm still standing by that, which is already tipping my pick for the next game, but. Yes, Patty all day. I think he's the league MVP, and I think he's going to be a Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, so we'll see if that ends up happening.
Yep, we will see what happens.
So let's transition here for a sec. Got to play with this camera. Hold up. Let me turn it back on to make sure we're good.
You're good.
Okay, good. All right, so, yeah, I think that about wraps it up for Saints-Rams.
Yeah.
Here's our main takeaway. I have Saints covering, and I have the over. You have Rams covering, and you have the under.
Yep.
If you guys are betting, that's what you need to know.
Yep.
So, moving on.
There we go.
This is the big one.
Yeah, let's get it.
Tension's about to get high, I feel like. Patriots, Chiefs. Okay, AFC Championship game. This is the second game of the day. Chiefs are a 3-point favorite. The over-under is 56 points. Patriots 12-5. Chiefs 13-4. 8-1 at home. 5-4 against the spread at home. New England 3-5 on the road. 3-5 against the spread on the road. So that's the tale of the tape.
So I'm gonna go into it on this since my team is
go ahead.
The New England Patriots. This is their 8th consecutive AFC Championship game.
Oh my God! I want
and if that doesn't say
horrible,
if that's doesn't show excellence, I don't know what does. They have a chance to play in their 3rd consecutive Super Bowl.
I'm sick of this. Please get rid of them, KC.
Look, I'm gonna lay it to you like this. I'm going to say this. I love being a Patriots fan. I really do.
I hate this
However,
team.
I will say this. Their road struggles really keep me awake at night. And
I hope they come through again.
Listen, I will tell you this. My guy, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, I will give you this. Career on the road in the playoffs, Tom Brady's 3-4. That's something to worry about.
Interesting.
He also has a 57.1 completion percentage.
Oh, wow.
8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
These are his playoff numbers on the road?
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were that bad.
And the Patriots have not won a road playoff game since 2007 when they upset the 14-2 Chargers.
That's right. It's because it makes sense somewhat because you guys are home so much. I could see this now that I'm looking at it more, but it's crazy that those numbers are that pedestrian for Brady.
But the one thing I'm going to say to you is this. The past few times they've been on the road in the playoffs, I think they haven't been at full strength. The one thing about this game that we could say, Both teams are fully healthy.
Yes, they are. I have nothing on the injury report. Eric Berry's also going to be back, so we'll see what he does.
Justin Houston is back. They did not play in the Week 6 matchup.
Oh, that's right. Houston didn't go. You're right.
So, with this, that's something to worry about. So, what do you got to do? You got to do that short. What the game plan you guys saw, the way the Patriots played against the Chargers, you got to do the same thing this time. And here's the thing. Tom Brady against number 1 ranked offenses in the playoffs with Bill Belichick. You want to hear the record, Jules?
Let's hear it.
He's 5-1.
Damn.
So that's something to monitor. I will also say this with going on with this. So this year, the Patriots, the one thing is, a lot of stuff has happened. We're not good on the road. We were 11-5. We lost Josh Gordon because of the drug issue.
Yes, these 2 big losses for both of these teams. The Patriots, no more Josh Gordon. The Chiefs, no more Kareem Hunt. And he was huge in the last game, as you saw, obviously.
Yes, he was a Patriot killer.
Without him, it's going to be different. Damian Williams has been playing decently, though, so I'm hoping that he can fill in admirably still. Just give me one more decent game, get the Chiefs to the Super Bowl. What do you think?
Well, I think the one thing is you're going to see the Patriots defense, they're going to try to they're not going to really key on Damian Williams.
No, they won't. I would agree with that.
They're going to focus on Patty Mahomes and not making him extend the play and going to all this no-look pass crap that he does.
So my other question is, how Belichick takes out the best guy and how he does that all the time, obviously. So here's my question for you, and I think most fans would have this one too.
Sure.
Do you think that he's going to take out Hill or Kelsey? Which one is he going to go for, you think?
Well, I think the one thing you got to look at that is obviously we know who their guy is. It's Tyreek Hill. And, taking him out of the ball game is easier said than done. But I'm going to tell you this. I think they're going to have one-on-one with Gilmore, with Tyreek, but I think they're going to really take away Kelsey.
So you think it's going to be more of a Kelsey type thing? And then they're going to just let Hill on the island with Gilmore?
Yeah. Well, no. Here's what they're going to do. They're not going to have Gilmore. You can't have one-on-one with Tyreek Hill. He's too fast. So they're going to have Gilmore because Gilmore did not cover Tyreek Hill at all last game. He was on Sammy Watkins and did a very good job.
That's pretty interesting. I would think that Gilmore would have taken more Hill assignments.
Well, here's the thing. They put the faster corner. We have a guy named Jonathan Jones who runs a 4.31.
Oh, okay.
So,
I see.
And also, for people who don't know this, the McCourty twins who are on Patriots, they're very fast too. They're a 4.34.
Right.
So they're fast. So one thing they're going to do is they're going to have Gilmore this time, who by the way runs a sub 4.3. They're going to have him cover, my opinion, cover Tyreek Hill, and they're going to have safety over the top. They're going to probably have Daron Harmon. So, and we all know Daron Harmon. Jules, you know what I call him? He's the closer. He gets those interceptions when you need it. So here's what I will. That's my thing. I think they're going to take away Kelsey because listen, the one thing is, when they take away, you can't let Kelsey or Tyreek both go crazy.
You have to pick one of them.
And here's what I will say: in the first half of that game, the game I went to, Week 6, the first half, Patty Mahomes looked terrible, and I think you could agree with me. Yes, he did.
I was very shocked
by that.
And
the one thing that they did in not watching it is they really confused him. And Patty Mahomes, he's young.
Yeah.
What is Bill Belichick going to do? He doesn't give you the same look twice.
Throw those wrinkles.
So the thing is, too, one thing you got to watch out for is how they're going to disguise their blitzes, how the coverage is. But in the first game, Tyreek Hill in the first half didn't get a reception till 50 seconds left in the second quarter. So they really did a good job on Tyreek Hill.
For a little bit.
Yes, for a little bit. And the second half is a different story.
As you talk so closely.
But the thing is, too, if they give us a look, the one thing with the Patriots, what they do better than any team, is they adjust.
Yeah.
They will make the adjustments
very irritating.
Better than anybody. So
I've seen it time and time again.
That, Jules, I'm going to give it to you right now. I never bet against my team. I'm going with the Patriots. They're going to go to their third consecutive Super Bowl, and here's how it's going to happen. You will see this. You will see the Patriots make the plays. This year on the road, we had our struggles, but guess what? We're gonna make plays. We're on when the Chiefs are on defense, that 31st ranked defense, they're playing well, and they're keeping me up at night. But Tom Brady knows what he's got to do. This is much different. They are full strength now. In the past few AFC Championship games, Jules, when they're away, when they lost to the Broncos those 2 times a few years ago, they were not full strength. They're full strength now, the Patriots. They're ready to go. They got defense. They got Dante Hightower back. That's a big one to watch out for. So, I'm going with the Patriots. I'm going to go with, I think it's a high-scoring game. I'm going to go with 35-31 Patriots.
Okay, so you're doing Pats and over, clearly.
Yeah.
So, here's some stuff, some more Brady Road numbers. On the road, he had 63% complete. This is regular season, no playoffs. 12 touchdowns, 3 picks, a quarterback rating of 94, which ain't bad numbers. Aren't bad numbers. Aren't. Okay. And his home was better, though. He played better in Foxborough, obviously. 68%. Although he threw more picks with 8, but he had 17 touchdowns, and his quarterback rating was over 100 at home. So you can see the slight drop-off on the road. I also want to go over how the Chiefs did against Indy and what gives me hope that they can beat the Patriots. So they held the Colts to 85 yards rushing, which was a great thing. They couldn't get the run game going. They made them one-dimensional, and luck came nowhere close to beating them, obviously. And that 27th ranked rush defense held up fine. So I'm hoping that can happen again. But realistically, I see the Patriots getting at least 100 yards, if not a little more. The Patriots are ranked 5th in running the ball at 127 a game. So I'm expecting Sony Michel to have a decent day again. But I think the Chiefs will make just enough plays on defense to hang in there. So, Patty didn't have his best game, but it wasn't his worst game either. 27-41.
Well, he didn't throw a touchdown pass, but he made the plays when they needed to be played.
278 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. His quarterback rating was 85.
He rushed for one? Didn't he rush for one? I think
yes, Patty did rush for a touchdown. You're correct on that. The big guy was actually Damian Williams was a big part in this game. Had 130 yards rushing, 25 yards receiving. He had a touchdown as well. And, of course, Tyreek Hill had a rushing touchdown, 36 yards, along with 72 yards receiving. And then Kelsey had 108 yards receiving with 7 catches. And also, here's the interesting thing, and I'll say, let's talk about X factors for each team again. For the Chiefs and Patriots, let's talk about them. So, I'm going to go with Sammy Watkins for the Chiefs. 6 catches, 62 yards last week. He showed that he could still move, and I guess that foot's doing all right for now. I'm hoping he can hang in there because if they take away one of the two that we mentioned, who's going to be open to make those plays? It's going to be Sammy Watkins. That's why he's my X factor for the Chiefs. And for the Patriots, I don't even know if you can call this guy an X factor anymore, James White. I think he's just too good to even call an X factor almost. But let's think, if I was going to go outside the box, I have one for you. How about Chris Hogan? Where's he been?
Yeah, it's funny you say. You know what? In the AFC Championship game, have you noticed? That seems to be his game. 2 years ago, you saw how he torched the Steelers. Yes. 9 catches for $181.
And he had that huge play against them this year, too. It seems he loves playing against the Steelers. But I think Hogan's... Let's see if he shows up, because I don't even think he was on the stat sheet last week.
Well, not really. I think he had a catch or two, but I can say this right now. I will say that I'll give you my X factors. For the Patriots... I'm going to tell you my X factor. It's Sony Michel. It's that running game. Because here's what they're going to do. They're not going to want to be one-dimensional, and they're not going to let that happen.
They can't have what happened to Indy happen to them. Let's put it that way.
Let me put it
if that happens, I think the Chiefs win.
Let me put it to you this way. Last year, the Patriots went to the Super Bowl. They didn't have in my opinion, the running game was not as good as it is now.
No,
Sony Michel has been a huge upgrade at running back for the Patriots.
I agree.
And here's the thing. I'm going to give you something right here. Last year, in the SEC Championship game, hey, Jules.
Yeah.
Georgia play. I forgot who they was. It Oklahoma? Yeah, Oklahoma.
No. They played at Bama in the championship, SEC championship.
Was
Auburn maybe?
No, whoever they played to play in the national championship game. Whoever I thought it was Oklahoma. I think.
Well, no, they're not in the same
conference. I know that. But
I'm getting myself confused in the college football playoffs.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
The playoffs.
The Baker lost in the Rose Bowl. Okay, there we go.
Who scored the game-winning touchdown?
Sony.
Yeah.
And that Wildcat play.
Yep.
There we go.
So here's the thing.
I have you now.
Here's what I think. I think they're going to run the football. They're going to give it to him a lot. They will give it to him a lot, and they're not going to. They won't be stopped. Sony Michel is better than Marlon Mack, in my opinion. I think, and the Patriots' offensive line is healthy. I think the Colts' offensive line is better than the Patriots, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think that the Patriots are going to, they're equipped. I also think last week the cold really threw off the Colts. I really do.
Yeah, they didn't look very comfortable out there.
So the one thing is the Patriots, they're used to this. This is not going to affect them at all. So I think that the X factor is Sony Michel. I think he's going to have a huge night. And I think he's going to run them to the Super Bowl. Now, with the Chiefs, who's their X factor? Justin Houston.
Okay,
I think
that's a good one too.
Here's the one thing. Justin Houston and D Ford.
Yes, they both had sacks last week too. I believe Houston had 2, Ford had 1, and so they had 3 sacks on Luck, which was huge since that line was keeping him upright. So yeah, what do you go on about those two?
So those two always keep me up at night, and the one thing is D Ford against the Patriots when we played him the first time. He was kept in check. Justin Houston didn't play. I was very happy about that, but this time it's a different story.
Yep, you got both of them. Now.
I'm sorry, you cannot hold on to the ball. You got to get that ball out quick.
Well, Brady's good at that, unfortunately.
And the one thing, too, is, trust me, they won't make it. Tom Brady will find a way. He will find a way. Listen, I'm sorry. This year, you know what, all the stuff the Patriots have gone through, how people, everyone says, like Tom Brady said it, I'm going to quote him, everybody says we suck and we can't win games on the road.
Oh, don't give me that underdog crap, please. I don't want that. I bet against us. Come on, you guys have been to 8 straight AFC Championship games. How can you sit at me, look at me with a straight face and say you guys are underdogs? You're 3-point underdogs, but that's just because of the home field. The Chiefs get 3 points for being at home. If it was a neutral site game, it'd be a pick'em. If you guys are home, you would be the 3-point favorite. So I really don't consider you underdogs. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Well, I'm just gonna say this. You know what? Since we're not favored, we're gonna ride this and take this to our advantage. God. Everything we got.
So sick of it.
Patriots get this done. They host that Lamar Hunt Trophy because here's the one thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna end it like this. I don't know how many times I gotta say this. Don't give the Patriots bulletin board material. All week, what did you hear? I heard a guy named Orlando Scandrick has a big mouth. He said, the Patriots receivers are not athletic and slow. Why are you running your mouth like that, boy? You can't cover a receiver to save your life. So here's what I'm going to say. Patriots are going to come out motivated, angry, hungry, and I think this year just has a different feel to me. After that win, you know what? I think the last 2 games of the year, we really showed who we really are. We go 3-5 on the road. I think we're going to put that behind us, and I think we could get this win. Patriots Nation all day. Let's get it. Go to another Super Bowl and get that ring. Get Brady his 6th.
No, and no. Absolutely not. Sounds disgusting, and let's not let that happen. So, anyway, Patriots, they dominated the Chargers. I'll admit it. I was blindsided by how bad you beat them up. They didn't even look like they were ready to play, not even on the same football field to me. The 41-28 wasn't even as close as actually was. It was way more one-sided than that would even indicate, and that was a 13-point victory still. The Chargers should be ashamed and embarrassed of how they performed. I just wanted to get that out there. Phillip Rivers, wake up. Your career is ending. I wanted you to do it, but you couldn't. And you're running out of time, buddy. So you might want to figure it out sooner rather than later. But they're done. Forget about them. Let's focus on the Chiefs and why they're going to get this dub.
All right, let's hear it.
The Chiefs have the top-rated offense in the league. They've scored 35 points a game. So I'm expecting them to hang another 30-piece on the Patriots. Like you did say that too. So I guess we agree on that. But the Patriots defense is 22nd against the pass, and I think that could be very problematic against Mr. Mahomes, and I think he's going to find his windows, even if they cut out Kelsey or Watkins. Not Kelsey or Watkins. Kelsey or Hill, I think he'll get it done. Damn. Sorry about that. So I think he'll get it done, and that he'll have this checkdowns to Damian Williams in the passing game. I think he could be a big factor catching the ball out of the backfield. So I'm going to predict this one. Let's put the Chiefs at 33. We're going to put the Patriots at 28. So I'm going to say 33-28, and the Chiefs cover 33-28. Where does that put us in terms of the over-under? Let's think quickly. Okay, that would be over, so I'm as well going over. I'm saying Chiefs cover and go over.
So listen, Jules, all I'm going to say is this. I'm going to end it like this. So, all I'm going to say is this. I think Patty Mahomes is going to make his plays. I think a lot of the Chiefs players are going to have good days. But in the end, you don't count out Belichick. After everything I've seen in my 26 years of living with this organization, I have seen things just happen out of nowhere. I'll bring this up. 28-3 is the thing.
Oh my God!
But here's the thing. I'm sorry. This just has a different.
That feel. Happens against some.
I will say this: if the Patriots win this game and go to the Super Bowl and win it, I feel that Tom Brady retires.
I would make me very happy, but I don't want to see him get his 6th ring, so I'm very up in the air about that. Although, honestly, I want the Chiefs to win. I hope Brady never gets another ring, because that would be a great ending for me. So, but if that's how it goes, then at least he'll walk away, so I can take some solace in that.
Yeah. Listen, this championship Sunday, this is what we all wanted to see.
It's going to be huge.
These two games are the games that everybody wanted to see. And we're getting it. As sports fans, we're all excited, especially for me. Being a Patriot fan, I'm very excited for this. I feel we have a lot of potential. I'm ready to get it going. I know Patriots fans who are watching this right now. I know all of you are excited. Let's get it going tomorrow. We got our boys. No matter what happens, it was a good year. It was successful. But listen, let's go. Let's raise another. Let's get another Lamar Hunt trophy, and then let's raise the Lombardi and raise another banner in Foxborough. Let's go.
Ew. Again, no. So listen, I'm not going to talk much more about this game. I actually want to go over how our picks have fared so far. So let's stem back a little bit. The first week I was 2-2, I think, with my spread and my straight up picks. I think Bobby was 1-3 his first week. But last week he turned the tables on me. He went 3-1, I believe, and I was 2-2 again because I had Saints winning and I had Chiefs winning. So I got those right. I think my spread picks were 1-3 though because I had the Chiefs not covering. That was a foolish pick of me. So, yeah. Or did I? Actually, I might have been 2-2 because I think I said Eagles cover and they did cover. And then the other one, the Rams covered, so I got that wrong. The Chiefs didn't cover. No, the Chiefs covered, but I said they won, so I got that. Yeah, I was 1-3 against the spread. Jeez, rough week for me. So I'm hoping I can rebound, but me and Bobby both have our Super Bowl picks alive because when this all started, I said Chiefs Saints, so they're right here. And I believe you said Saints and Patriots in the beginning, brother.
Yeah, but now I changed it. Yeah, now I'm going to change it up. It's going to be a rematch of 2001 where the dynasty started.
I understand you changed tracks. I'm just trying to recap everything what happened because I also went off Rams and picked Cowboys, so we can do that. I mean, we're just looking at how things go week to week. So
yep,
that's just how things are. So, Saints, Chiefs, I'm sticking with it in the Super Bowl. He's going to go Rams, Patriots, and I think we're about good for today.
Yeah, we went over a lot. There's not a lot of games.
It's only two games.
Yep, only two games, but we really went
deep
in
into
depth.
them, yeah.
And the Super Bowl show is going to be a lot bigger than this.
Yeah.
We're getting forward to it. We're excited to see what goes on.
We're going to add some people, most likely. We're going to make this exciting. We're trying to be next level with the Super Bowl, so that is what everyone has to look forward to in terms of the football stuff. Baseball will be back Monday or Tuesday to break down some Yankee stuff. We got Ottavino. Hopefully Sonny Gray finally gets traded by then, but that's a whole other story. So for G&T Sports, that's all we have time for today. I'm Julian Gallardi.
I'm Bobby Thompson.
And we'll see you guys for Super Bowl and baseball.
Let's get it. That went well. You were right. You kept it under an hour. Holy shit.